Good morning. You might have to excuse my voice here this morning a little bit. I've got a little bit of a frog in my throat that keeps coming back. So anyway, if I go into a coughing fit, I'm sorry about that. But the question has come up is how do we share Microsoft Streets and Trips files with other riders? So in the case of you wanting to send a picture or a file that somebody can view on their computer, we're sort of limited a little bit in options there. And of course, the easiest thing would be is if everybody had Streets and Trips. So again, you can download a 60-day version to try it out. I'm pretty sure once you do it, that you'll just go ahead and spend the 25 or 30 bucks for the program. But if not, you can create either a Word document or a picture, a JPEG file that then can be sent to others, and the JPEG file could be loaded to photo albums and things like that. So there's some other options you can do with that. So to do that, I would first, of course, create my map. And also one other way that I want to mention, just in case, is if the other people involved perhaps have my Garmin map source, you can also save the file or do the data export to GPX and send that file to them. They can then open that file in map source. And conversely, if they create a map that you want to look at, they can send it to you as a GPX file and you can import it. But to go ahead and send this file or something somebody can see or play with or view, you either need to make it a Word document or a JPEG. So I'm going to show you how to make it a Word document because most people may or may not have a program to make a JPEG like Microsoft Publisher, but the process is pretty much the same. So we would get our map, and from wherever we are, if I happen to have been planning the map here and have these other windows open, I would want to close the windows to make the map as big as possible. And then resize the map. And again, just make it as big as possible on your screen. So now we're going to do copy this to our clipboard. There may be other ways to do this. However, the way I know is to, on your keyboard, you see a control key on the lower left-hand corner and a print screen key somewhere that's, in my case, up in the upper right-hand corner. But you need both of those, so I'm going to hold the control key down, which I'm doing right now, and now I'm going to press the print screen key. And you may have seen the cursor blink briefly, so that copied that picture to the computer clipboard. I am now going to go to Microsoft Documents here, and where I would normally be doing word processing. And I've already preset this to, depending on the map, this is a wide map here. Sometimes the maps might be tall. So of course I would want to set my Word document into landscape for this. If it happened to be a tall map, I would want a normal letters type document. So I've already set this to the landscape. You know, in my case it would be page setup, portrait. Okay, that's the normal position up and down, or landscape. So whatever word processor you're using would have the same feature somewhere. So up here my cursor's blinking. I'm going to right click on the mouse and I'm going to select paste. Now if you don't see the paste option highlighted, if it just happened to be just gray, then for some reason your screen didn't capture. So just go back and do it again. You maybe were too quick on the print screen key or didn't have the control key down. So I'm going to paste that. And so there's my map. So you could just save it as it is right here and just send this to somebody. And they could open it up in their word processor. You know, generally you might have issues. This is Microsoft Word, so if their processor cannot open a Word document, then that would be another issue. But in any case, you can send it as it is. But I like to sort of make it even a little bigger if I can and eliminate this stuff. So I'm going to right click on the screen, and I'm going to go down to, and I lost it again. Where did it go? Oh, sorry. I don't do this often, so anyway, but I'm going to go down to Show Picture Toolbar. Now, if I was doing this in Microsoft Publisher, which would create a JPEG, then I would be doing the same procedures. I would be copying and pasting this into a publisher document. Then I would be going to the editor because I want to crop this. So I'm going to go down here and select crop. I'm going to now go up here and I'm going to drag this down because I don't want that in my picture. And I'm going to go down here and drag this up because I don't want that in my picture. I also perhaps will want to narrow the picture up just a little bit more and narrow that up a little bit more. And so that's cropped those areas out of my picture, but it's also allowed me to be able to go back here now and to make the picture a little back, back to a little bigger again. And it's all picture. It doesn't have any of the other toolbars that you don't need. It's just made it another step bigger. And so this, in this case, now I can just obviously go ahead and save as. Now you might want to check with your word processor what options you have. So in the Word document, I'm going to check the drop-down list here, and I'm just looking here. Of course, I could save it as a web page. Now perhaps that would work. I guess if you saved it as a web page, I'm going to have to try that. Let's try that. Save that as a web page. So, but basically, you would just save it here. And initially, I went through here looking for a JPEG file, and I did not see a JPEG file anywhere. My initial thought on saving it as a web page would be that perhaps you could scroll in or scroll out, but I doubt that. So, but I'm going to save it as a web page. And doc1 HTML, so I'll just leave the name and we'll save it. So now that's saved that, and we'll just go ahead now and close Publisher up, and we'll close Map Source up, close that up. So now I'm going to go back here and see what happens if I open it as a web page. There it is, doc1 HTML or HTM. Maybe it's not what I thought it was, HTM, it's not the HTML. And so, yeah, it looks like it's open. Okay, so it's opened it up as a web page, but I can't do anything with it. I can only view it right here. So that really would not be. I guess if somebody did not have a word processing, or if you want to make sure they could open it in any computer, I guess is a point. Most everybody has some sort of Explorer or obviously some sort of internet program, so you could save it as that, but it doesn't give you options for using the word processor, or in case of a JPEG, plopping it in a photo album. So anyway, so that's the basics on saving this as a file that you can send to somebody else. From there, there may be other ways to do it, so I certainly would be anxious to find out that, hey, there is some sort of really easy way here that would allow somebody to open a file and even play with it. But again, you need streets and trips for that. And so again, if you haven't tried it, go to Microsoft, download the free 60-day version of Streets and Trips, try it, and as I say, it's not $25 perhaps on sale through Amazon.com. Normal price is a little over $30. There is on my website a link for it, as well as there is an Amazon link on the PNW site that you can actually get anything Amazon right there. So anyway, that's it for now. So thanks. Catch you later. Bye.